Live and on demand from the WNY News Now studios in downtown Jamestown. This is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Matt Hummel. Happening now, a person was struck in the face following an overnight shooting here in the Jamestown area.
But first, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter. He's standing by live with a look at some chilly conditions moving across our area. Dakota, what's going on right now?
Well, Jay and Matt, right now what we have is that lake effect band is still keeping its punch right over the Buffalo metro area. This is the zoomed-in version of the First Defense Doppler radar. But we are expecting this band to shift a little bit farther south and start to impact areas in the North County. It will not mainly impact areas down near the state line, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. So for that, the National Weather Service does maintain our winter weather advisory for Chautauqua and Cattaraugus counties. This is mainly northern part of the counties, not the southern part. And again, that's where the snow is mainly going to be focused, but the winds are going to be fierce out there, creating a very bitter wind chill index. So the National Weather Service maintains wind chill warnings across the entire area. We're talking wind chills maybe as low as 30 below zero at times today and tomorrow. So again, it's just going to be very nasty out there. You definitely don't want to be out in this extreme level of cold for any length of time for any unprotected skin. Temperatures fall throughout the day. Yeah, these are high temperatures. And in Fahrenheit, too, by the way. We're going to be stuck down below zero throughout the day, and it's going to get even colder tonight with partly cloudy skies. This 20 to 25% chance of snow is for Jamestown. The farther north you go, the better chance for snow you have. We'll talk about that with that Quick Solution 7-day and just a couple of mementos, Jay and Matt.
All right, looking forward to that forecast, Dakota. Thank you. Our top story. Jamestown police say one person was struck in the face by a shot during an overnight drive-by shooting in the very early morning hours in the area of North Main and West 9th Street. Now, Jamestown police say that they used traffic cameras to obtain this still photo of the suspected vehicle that was believed to be a four-door white or light-colored sedan. There's another photo of it. The victim is reportedly in stable condition at UPMC Hammett in Erie, Pennsylvania. Police say anyone who may have information on this shooting or knows the whereabouts of the suspect or that four-door sedan is asked to contact the Jamestown Police Department at 483-8477, or you can submit tips anonymously via their Tips 411 app. All calls and tips are kept confidential.
The three people arrested in last Wednesday's significant drug bust in East Randolph are now facing federal charges. The U.S. Attorney's Office announced yesterday that 34-year-old Mark Mayo and 28-year-old Brittany Delahoy, both of East Randolph, and 32-year-old Brandon Smith of Jamestown, they're charged by criminal complaint for charges including conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute. The charges carry a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison and a $1 million fine. According to the report, Jamestown police began to investigate Mayo and Smith for distributing methamphetamine in and around the Jamestown area back in 2018. Now, during the investigation, the task force reportedly conducted controlled purchases from Mayo and Smith, and during the raid itself last week, Smith allegedly possessed crystal methamphetamine and marijuana. Mayo allegedly possessed crack cocaine and cash. More meth and marijuana was discovered in the residence, as well as a digital scale and other drug packaging material. Authorities say last week that 1.5 pounds of meth was seized. All three are being held pending a detention hearing on Friday.
In Part 1, violent crimes increased by nearly 15.5% in 2018 compared to 2017. Now, that's according to recent statistics from the state's Division of Criminal Justice Services. Now, Jamestown Police Chief Harry Snellings says that the nearly 67% increase in rapes was a significant factor in the overall increase here in Jamestown.
15% at face value sounds pretty significant. But when you go from 10 to 30, that was an increase of 66% right there. So, again, I've said this in the past. It's just one part of it. It's something that everyone is measured when we start talking about crime rates, but the numbers are the numbers.
Now, Part 1 total property crime, however, decreased by nearly 8%, which means the total number of Part 1 crimes decreased by nearly 4%. Now, for more on these statistics and for more from our interview with Chief Snellings, you can head to our website, WNYNewsNow.com.
And Justin, real quick, briefly before we move on to the next story, I do want to add in here that I asked Chief, when you have 15 rapes go up to 30, how significant that is. Mm-hmm. And the big thing is, he wanted to tell people there's not like a serial rapist out there.
Right.
He didn't want to create a panic.
The number of incidents, may have gone up overall throughout that time period.
And he said more than half of the rapes, and you'll find this on the website, but in case you don't get there, I do want to tell our viewers that more than half of these rapes came from originally domestic violence incidents.
Okay.
So, again, there's not like a serial rapist. Chief Snellings didn't want to create a panic, and I just wanted to reiterate that here, too.
Right. Absolutely. So certainly, troubling statistics either way, crime-wise. And I think like a lot of people, they have that stereotype, and I know that the police department is very much working, obviously, A, to keep people safe, and B, to help people understand this information as well. Because if you read it directly, sometimes it is hard to decipher. So great reporting, nevertheless. And
thank you.
Thank you to Chief Snellings for talking with us about this, because it's very important to hear from his side of the story.
Absolutely, Justin. And across state lines, Pennsylvania Attorney General Ben Shapiro's office says that a pair of Russell natives were scammed out of $19,000 by an Alabama construction company owner. Shapiro's office is suing Timmy Jeffrey after he allegedly, through his company Roadway Blacktop, approached senior citizens in their yards or homes to pressure them into buying his services on the spot. Kurt and Jane Martin, the Russell pair, say that the paving quickly deteriorated and that it quickly developed multiple draining problems. Shapiro's office is demanding that Jeffrey pay more than $100,000 in restitution, plus $1,000 for each violation of the Consumer Protection Law and $3,000 for each violation involving a consumer 60 or older.
Always startling news to hear stories like that. Certainly, though, Shapiro seeking justice. And, I always look at it, it seems like the older folks, the older generations, it's harder, or I guess easier for scammers to get at. But certainly just very, very sad that they would be targeted and just in Russell, Pennsylvania, part of a scam that Shapiro says was all over the region, really.
Yeah, all over northwest Pennsylvania. And it sounds to me like, I don't know, there could have been 10, 15 instances because the period, and you can find this all again on our website, WNYNewsNow.com, the period of time in which the investigation involves was 2015 to 2017.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a 2-year gap. A lot of stuff could have happened. Right. What's going on in the comments, Justin? You look eager.
I hope everybody is staying warm today because it is frigid out there. Saying hello to Sandra. Matt's mother, Karen, is watching as well.
Thanks, Mom.
Kaylee is here. Joseph is here. Heidi is watching. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Scott, Liz, David, a longtime viewer. Thanks so much again for joining us, David. We always appreciate it. Al, another longtime viewer, joining us as well. Anna, Deborah, Cindy, Pam, and John, all here as well. So thank you all so much for being here with us today on this pretty cold Wednesday. It is frigid out there. You wouldn't necessarily know it though, because it's got that gray sky over the HD News Now cam, but certainly you can feel it in the air with it being so cold.
Oh, my car's gonna feel it soon.
Yeah,
I gotta get gas after.
I agree, and you probably want to get pumping before the wind chills actually pick up. So coming up, we have an update from Jamestown Mayor Sam Teresi on the BPU's annexation quest.
But first, a warning from state police as those cold temperatures approach.
Live and on demand, you're watching WNY News Now.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Coming soon to downtown Jamestown, Pearl City Hops Restaurant and Tavern.
I have some real old-timey dishes on there that I'm just giving new life to. Like there's a shepherd's pie on there that's gonna have some bison in it, real thick hearty gravy. Then I'm also doing beer flights. We're pairing it with a set of sliders, a set of tacos, and a set of mini rolls. So everything's gonna have its own pair, so you can get a taste of a little bit of everything and all the beers. We don't want to be known as the restaurant in the hotel. We want to be known as Pearl City Hops.
Invest in your business or cause by letting the marketing gurus at WNY News Now and WNY Media Company grow your business.
Purchase an ad much like the one you are watching now on WNY News Now's daily show, News Now at Noon, WNYNewsNow.com, or our brand new mobile app.
And then get feedback from our marketing experts and fans alike.
And finally, watch your business grow.
As an added bonus, Community Partners messages will run not only on our scheduled programming, but on weather alerts and breaking news as well.
Plus, messages are shared on WNY Sports Now programming. Anything from a live local basketball game to the Phone Zone Sports Desk.
Become part of our family today.
And contact us right now.
First Defense Weather is sponsored by Quick Solutions of Jamestown. Count on Quick Solutions for printing, copying, mass mailings, and so much more. Part of your team. Learn more at QuickSolutionsUSA.com. That's QuickSolutionsUSA.com.
And New York State Police are advising motorists to avoid any unnecessary travel during this winter storm that is forecasted to bring a significant amount of snow and 25 degree below zero wind chills across western New York today and into Thursday evening. State police say that troopers will be out on the major thoroughfares around the region, working with local emergency operations centers as needed. Motorists are expected to give themselves some extra time to reach their destination, and those who are traveling out should take into consideration snow accumulation on the roads, how heavy the snow is falling, how gusty the winds are, and current visibility. If you drive off the roadway and are stuck in a snowbank or a ditch, stay in your vehicle and call 911. Do not exit your vehicle unless it is an absolute emergency. You put yourself at risk of being struck by another vehicle, police say, and always know your location by being aware of your direction and milepost marker closest to you. This will help emergency personnel reach your location as quick as possible. And for more safety tips, we have a full story on WNYNewsNow.com.
Well, the legal battle to annex a BPU property in Falconer is starting to get a bit pricey. The Jamestown Board of Public Utilities has now allocated more than $400,000 to cover legal fees as the city of Jamestown continues to fight to annex a BPU substation property on Dow Street. The BPU is being represented by an Albany-based law firm. Now, during a session with reporters following Monday night's City Council voting session, Jamestown Mayor Sam Teresi said that he doesn't see the fees stopping anytime soon.
Probably not, and it's greatly unfortunate, and I can only imagine what the other side has been spending for legal bills on this challenge. It's their right to challenge it. We think that it's a challenge without merit, and we've got to go in and defend ourselves against the challenge.
Now, Teresi said that in early February, the BPU's legal counsel has to provide all of its paperwork to the New York State 4th Appellate Division. 2 weeks after that, Teresi said the village of Falconer and town of Ellicott, along with Falconer Central School, will have to provide their paperwork. The court has decided to have separate submission dates, which will allow the BPU to review the opponent's filing and amend their own. The mayor said that the BPU has learned that oral arguments with attorneys only are scheduled for April.
Congressman Tom Reed and other House members were joined by actresses Alyssa Milano and Patricia Arquette recently to launch a new campaign to ratify the Equal Rights Amendment for the U.S. Constitution and guarantee equal legal rights for all American citizens regardless of sex. Reed says that the bipartisan campaign will work to fight against discrimination against women, and the fight is for both those who have previously been discriminated against and as well as the next generation of women. Milano and Arquette both thanked the representatives for their leadership on the equal rights issue, and the Equal Rights Amendment was first introduced in 1923. It passed in Congress in 1972, but only 35 states ratified it ahead of the decided 1982 deadline. A total of 38 states are needed, Justin, to ratify an amendment to the U.S. Constitution.
Yeah, so Congressman Tom Reed, certainly, he's really working to be bipartisan. I think that's what we've noticed in the last, few months here is, in the last month of the new congressional session there in Washington. So certainly interesting to see what he'll continue to move forward with. And now that the government is reopened, for now, at least they're able to move forward in more of a wide stance, even though the lawmakers were still there during the government shutdown, obviously, with their main focus being reopening the government.
Yeah.
So certainly Washington at its finest there. But good afternoon to Linda. Thank you so much for being here. Patricia as well. Eric joining us. Ella joining us. Justin as well here. Thank you so much for all of you for being here with us. Do you have a snow day? Let us know. Do you have a cold day? Let us know, because I know a lot of schools are shuttered for the next 48 hours, really.
Why didn't we get one?
I know. I was thinking about that. I figured we could have maybe like all non-essential personnel report, but the problem is like everybody at WNY News now is essential.
Even the janitor.
Yeah, I know. Because who would clean up after Matt?
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
You better get to the T's or someone might be cleaning up after you soon.
No one's cleaning up. Next, the nation may want to root for overtime in this Sunday's Super Bowl. The deal you could get coming up.
But first, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter, he's going to tell us how low can we go with those temperatures. Stay with us.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
The Fitness Bunker in Lakewood is a locally owned and operated club that cares about your health and wellness. They invest in it. Right now, enter their 30-day challenge, where for only $69, you get 30 days of unlimited everything. That's right, everything, along with 2 one-on-one personal training sessions. Then, if you lose 10 pounds, you'll get the next month free. Plus, the first place winner will get 2 Buffalo Bills tickets or a $100 gift card. Details right now on the Fitness Bunker's Facebook page.
First Defense Weather, the Southern Tier's only live and local weather source. Now, here's Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
Happy Wednesday out there, everybody, to all of you on Facebook Live land and also watching on our live stream as well. And boy, it is just cold out there. The temperatures dropped throughout the night, and this is where we ended up. We officially made it to 1 below 0 at 10 a.m. this morning, and we ran a little contest internally to see who would be closest to when we would officially hit below 0, and I just checked. Jay, you were the closest. You said 11 a.m.
Hey.
You were close.
Just so you know, I feel really, really, really guilty, but I cheated.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Disqualify him.
I checked the weather report and
okay.
The graph.
All right.
But I won!
So Jay doesn't get his cookie. So there you go. So anyway, we are officially below zero, and it's going to remain that way for the next 48 hours. And this is all in association with a polar vortex. Now, you've probably heard this term, and you probably don't know what it means. So let's break it down very quickly. This big Arctic air usually lives near the North Pole. But what ends up happening is sometimes it will sag its way down across the United States, and we will often get this extreme level of cold. It's nothing new or magical. It's not unprecedented. This happens almost every single year. So again, this happens a lot, and it's called the polar vortex. So if you're afraid of the polar vortex, please don't be. It's just a thing that happens. Wind chill warnings are in place for the entire region. And again, now it's not so much the temperatures. The temperatures are bad, but it's going to be the wind chills when you factor it in with all the wind that we have out there. So here are the weather headlines for today. So lake effect snow mainly north. If you're down near the state line, it's mainly going to be a dry day, but it's mainly going to be northward, probably about 2 to 4 inches at most out of that. The least amount of snow is going to be right down near the state line. Very cold through Friday with very nasty wind chills. We're talking wind chill values 15 to 30 below zero at times. So it's going to be very dangerous. First defense Doppler, there's that lake effect band still right now impacting Buffalo. Actually, just a couple of minutes ago, the Weather Service in Buffalo upgraded the winter storm warning to a blizzard warning for Erie, Genesee, and Wyoming counties. And this is for near whiteout conditions. The band's going to sag a little bit farther south and start to impact the northern part of the southern tier, but it's not going to be as intense as it is right now. So here we go with the news now, Kim. You can see the flag just a flying right here. That's a great indication of how strong the winds are. It's 4 below zero. That's in Fahrenheit. But look at the wind. When you combine that west wind of 22, that creates a wind chill of 28 below zero. But the wind gust is over 40 miles an hour. So you get one of those, it knocks it down even more than that, knocks it down to even 30 below zero. This is downtown Jamestown. Here's downtown Buffalo from the One Seneca Tower. And near whiteout conditions. We've seen the camera shaking in the wind at times. And this is only 60 miles away. That's a great indication of lake effect. Here it is on Future Scan. Now you can see the band will start to sag its way a little bit farther south. Again, it will never reach down here. So the snow down here is mainly going to be minimal, if anything. And then it'll start to work its way back north again, and then ultimately start to fizzle out as we go into the later hours on Thursday, and then also into Friday as well. So the farther north you go, the better chance you have for seeing any accumulating snow out of this. Zone by zone, we'll start at the eastern counties first for you. Yeah. This is just ridiculous. This is where we're going to end the day, well below zero. Nasty wind chill values, 20 to 30 below zero. Near the Lake Erie shoreline, same story here. Very harsh with very cold wind chills. Just a very blustery day. 7 days down the road we go. And boy, the first couple, that's just ridiculous cold. At least we make it back to 14 Friday, but a big pattern change comes our way toward the end of the weekend, going into early next week. We may make a run at 50 next Monday. Sports is next. Don't go away.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Happy Hump Day, sports fans, and welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. Nick Petrollo, a defenseman for the Jamestown Rebels hockey team, was named the NAHL East Division's second star of the week on Monday. In their two-game series last weekend versus the Maryland Black Bears, Petrollo totaled 3 goals, including a 2-goal performance in their 6-2 victory last Saturday. Petrollo was edged out for first star by Gavin Gulash, a forward for the New Jersey Titans. The Rebels will return to action on Friday night on the road against the Johnstown Tomahawks for a 2-game road stretch. In their first game since the NHL All-Star break, the Buffalo Sabres defeated the Columbus Blue Jackets 5-4 on Tuesday night. 5 different Sabres scored a goal, including Jeff Skinner. For Columbus, 4 different players each scored a goal. The Sabres remain in 5th place in the Atlantic Division with 56 points. 4 points behind the Bruins. Buffalo will be back in action tonight at 8:30 on the road against the Dallas Stars. Yesterday, the Buffalo Bulls men's basketball team extended their first-place lead in the MAC-10 to 5.5 games after defeating the Ball State Cardinals 83-59. The Bulls are currently 19-2 and are ranked number 18 in the country. UB's next game will be on Friday night at 8 o'clock on the road against the Bowling Green Falcons, the team who is in second place in the MAC-10. Justin and Matt, back to you.
Alrighty, Norm, thank you. And many football fans, including myself, are hoping that the Super Bowl turns out to be a close game. But how's this for an incentive? If the game goes into overtime, you get free chicken wings. That's how I know. Oh, I can taste them through the screen. But that's just what Buffalo Wild Wings is promising. The restaurant chain says that if the LA Rams and New England Patriots go into OT, they will offer everyone in America a free snack-sized order of wings. So what's the catch? In order to redeem the deal, you'll have to dine in at Buffalo Wild Wings on Monday, February 18th from 4 to 7 p.m. local time. And in case you are wondering, the closest Buffalo Wild Wings is in Erie.
Dakota, sounds like if the game goes into overtime, you and I are going to have to take a lunch break.
Yeah, but
a very long lunch break.
Yeah, but given the fact that it's only for what, like 4 hours?
Yeah.
Can you imagine how jam-packed the restaurants are going to be?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just going to be just absolutely ridiculous.
It's going to be great. Well, you get there.
I might as well just make chicken wings at home.
And look,
for that.
Here's the thing. You know what we have to root for? You root for overtime. And you root for the Patriots to lose in overtime. Free wings, Patriots lost.
I said, it's a long internal story, but I've been talking to the guys here that I don't think the Patriots are going to win.
I know what.
There's a long story behind this, and it's complicated, but...
Talk about a Patriot fan. He's not very dedicated, huh?
Well, I'm just saying. All I'm going to say on the matter is the Patriots will not win another Super Bowl with Brady and Belichick. That's all I'm saying. Let's go to Links 1, and we'll take a look at the spring countdown because, of course, all this cold weather is making us think of warmer thoughts. 50 more days to go on the calendar, but, of course, around here it's probably more like 90 or 100 days until we start seeing actual spring weather. Official solstice is on March 20th, and boy, the first couple days just brutally cold, nasty wind chills, but big pattern flip over the weekend and early next week. Look at that. On Monday, 48. Heat wave is a-coming.
All right. We'll be looking forward to that because it is awfully, awfully, awfully cold outside. Let me tell you. So be safe out there, everybody. Thanks for joining us. That'll do it for today. Before we go, I wanted to show this picture, if we can. Thank you. Jordan at Medaille College in Buffalo. Look at that. That's out her window. Isn't that crazy?
It's just another winter.
Gosh, it's so much snow. But Dakota, you're right. It's so crazy because the storm is hammering them, and you look outside here, and it's beautiful.
It's just another winter.
To the naked eye, you would not have any idea what's going on in Buffalo right now. You wouldn't.
No, it's a nice day. It's cloudy, but what you gonna do? Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. We are back tomorrow with our TGITH.
There you go.
Thursday, tomorrow. So join us then. And have a great day. There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight